have a blood-based biomarker for liver cancer.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's really just amazing, like how much a diagnostic or a biomarker can change the game in a treatment paradigm, even though it doesn't actually change the treatment by catching something earlier. And this is just a really good example of that.
Yep.
He's just a really interesting guy. So I always like when I get to do an interview that kind of shines a light on a part of the space I'm maybe not thinking about as much or not as familiar with.
Yeah.
But I always say there's two halves to precision medicine, right? There's diagnostics and therapeutics, and
Yes.
everybody wants to talk about therapeutics. And
Yep.
diagnostics is always sort of like the redheaded stepchild, but it's just as important, maybe more.
I would agree. I think it's even more important, right? So everybody, like you said, everybody wants to do companion diagnostic, even I would say even beyond diagnostics, prognostics, something where we can monitor coming up before the disease is even really physically present. Capturing it that early, we can save money in healthcare, we can save money for insurance companies, for the hospitals, and we can save lives.
Especially in oncology, where
Yes.
early treatment is like the whole game.
Vital, yeah.
And early treatment requires early detection.
Yep.
And not only for some people, but for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you also want these prognostic modalities that are accessible, that are, because if you can do it with a blood test instead of an ultrasound, that's not just, it's not just a money saver, but it's also an access play.
And at some point, there are some technologies coming up where you're going to be able to do that at home with as little as a finger prick. Not to go to the Theranos way, but hey,